Okay, so Dr. Bill's advice during orientation about developing a mentoring relationship with a faculty member has really stood out to me. I didn't really take it that seriously first semester, but I became kind of close with one of my professors, but this semester I definitely took it into account and became really close with my poli-sci professor, Dr. Haynes. I love her. We actually went to lunch and she knows me by name, and it's really nice because it's a big lecture class. So for her to say hi to me on campus or during class, or me to go to her office hours is really helpful, especially in that large of a class and all the information that it provides. And having that kind of relationship with a professor has its benefits, like for example going to lunch with her and she paying for it. That's every college student's dream because we don't have a lot of money. But also, for example, I have a family event to go to out of town on Thursday when we have a test. So because I'm developed that relationship with her, she's actually letting me take it early. And so you'll just see all the benefits, especially when it comes time to apply for grad school or professional school, when that recommendation is very important. So I really like that advice.
I would not be where I am right now because other people have seen me and they believe in me and different things like that. I can done and things like that, giving me that support that I needed when I needed it. And it's like when you take when you see a frame and you're looking at the picture. When you're looking at the picture closer, you can't really see what's the meaning of it. But once you get to step away from the picture, or someone has to looking behind you and telling you, hey, this is what is that mean. That's really support for that. That's why I would really see about mentorship. So funny that one faculty member that you can go back to anytime, and knowing that it is okay for them to come and cry if it needs to, so they can really tell you what to do and things like that, and guide you on the right direction, because this world is really big when it comes into the university life. So that mentor will be there for you and tell you, hey, this is what you need at this moment, at the right time, and things like that, and it help you better.
I think it's so important to get to know the faculty and professors on this campus simply because they're phenomenal people. UGA does a great job picking out professors that they know are going to dive into their students and get to know them and get to know their passions. And it just makes such a huge difference if you just go by their office hours one day. And then also, you never know what's going to come out of that relationship. There are so many opportunities on campus that require letters of recommendation, and future opportunities like jobs and grad school that require recommendations. And also, you just want to hear about what the professor's doing, whether that be undergraduate research or a lecture they have on campus.
I believe in the fact that growth results when you get to step out of your comfort zone. You have that area where you're all comfortable with, when you know that no one's gonna mess with you. But once you're in that area, you don't get to become the better version of yourself. So you have to be allowed yourself to step out from that moment. So it can be a simple example, such as on the bus, for instance. You're standing next to someone, have the courage to engage that person, say, hey, how you doing? And trying to get to know that person better. You never know who that person might be and how that person can help you on your journey as well. So those are the little things that I get to do when I'm on the bus sometimes. Don't be scared to ask for direction if you need to. Go talk to someone that you think is really interesting or you like. Just challenge yourself in different areas, or taking that class that you think is really hard for you to not to do, or trying that food that you think is really hard for you you don't want to taste. Just give it a try. You never know.
Basically, the one that was challenged to get out of your comfort zone was kind of difficult for me to begin with, just because, especially going into it, in my advisor meeting, you have specific classes you need to take, and so you're just oh, I need to stick with this. But as during second semester, I had more leeway from my fine arts, so I decided to take dance appreciation, which is something I was okay, I heard it was interesting, and I had danced before in the past, and so I was this could be cool. But I also heard there's dancing in the class, and I'm a pretty awkward person, so I didn't know how I was gonna go. But I took it, and I'm taking it right now, and it's definitely just a great experience, because not only did I get to learn about dance here at school, but my teacher makes some dance shows mandatory to go to, so that was really cool. And I got to see some of my friends that I didn't even know were on in the dance department, go to shows and their concerts, and see how many different dances they do, and I've honestly enjoyed that so much. And also just like being able to meet people through dancing with them has been an interesting experience, just because I think it's just like it puts two people or like a bunch of people in an awkward situation, and you kind of just have to like get to know each other, and I think that was really cool.
In the first few weeks, you're going to be flooded with so many events, and if you're really passionate about one of those events, it doesn't matter if you have a friend to go with or not, you're going to gain something from that experience, and it's phenomenal to go to events that you would have been too nervous to or that you would have never thought you would have loved in high school, and you're going to learn something new from them and probably meet someone new who can teach you something.
Here at UGA, there are so many student organizations and activities and social events and just so many things you get involved with, and I was that girl who went to the activities fair like 2 or 3 times and signed up for every single one, which definitely became overwhelming at some point, but I did get to go into a bunch of clubs I was really interested in. One in particular was I was in gymnastics for most of my life, and then coming into college I quit because of my back and also just because like that was a lot of work. But I realized that there was a club gymnastics team here at UGA, and I was kind of hesitant going in at first, but because it was like so cool and everyone there was very chill, I thought it was really fun, and I got to do something that I've done my whole life, but like in a more like relaxed kind of thing. In addition to that, coming in to college, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do or like what things I wanted to be in, and there was like me trying to find like ministry, because I'm very religious or like close to my faith. And I found a couple places that I thought were really cool, but definitely one organization called Freshly was just really awesome, and I got to meet so many people and just like grow in myself and stuff like that. So just like there's so many different organizations that could like meet everyone's standards, and if not, you could also always like start your own organization, which is pretty awesome. But like me being able to find just 2 different things that are like really close to my heart just made this experience so much easier.
Well, my first year here was amazing. I've been involved in 3 different organizations. Now, I did not plan to stay with all of 3 for the whole college experience. The idea of the first year is to try out different things. So I tried out Spirit Squad and had a lot of fun planning homecoming event, making things happen, having fun. Second, I joined SGA. It was part of the event portion of the committee. I had a lot of fun being involved and learning how SGA works here, how government and student control works around here. A third one, I'm involved in Baptist Collegiate Ministry. Been very involved with the ministry and the event, and try to make relationship with people so I can make strong relationship that will continue throughout my college life. So yeah, I've been able to, be involved, and so have time to go to class because the most important. And I've been able to maintain my grade. I mean, they're still up high, and I have had any issues so far. So I mean, it's been a great experience, and for you guys, I would suggest you try out different things. And if you don't like them, you can just quit. And I mean, like I finished Spirit Corps. I'm not gonna go back. I'm quitting SGA because it's not for me anymore. But I'm staying with BCM because I felt like that's where I belong, and when I can make a big impact here on campus.
I feel like college is like that only one moment that you can have like the most fun of your life. Because once you graduate from college, it's like now you become adults. You have you have all the responsibility in front of you, such as whether it's time for you to, I mean, you're going in within the workforce or going to professional school or whatever you decide, whatever your path leads to, whether it's time for you to get married and start having kids and things like that. And once you get to that point, it's like you don't get to have more that fun anymore. College is the time that you have to be young enough to do all the things that you want to do. So one of the things is the only way for you to do that is have a social life. Having friends to hang out with, whether joining a club or an organization that is going on have a vision that you think buy into your own vision as well. So joining those organizations and making impact within the community within the community that you live in, because without the community, you don't exist at all.
Okay, so Doctorsville advice about attending class faithfully and like taking care of your health and well-being is very important, especially freshman year, because you're gonna not want to go to class sometimes, but like you need to. But it has benefits, because if it's a big lecture class, they can do like attendance points, and you can get bonus points on your test. Or sometimes like what the professors put online, like they won't say in class, or like vice versa. So it's just important to have that information, especially when it comes for test time. And then just manage your health and well-being at all times, because if you're living in the dorms, you're gonna get sick at some point and you're gonna need sleep. So just be careful with that, and like try not to work yourself too hard, but make sure you're working yourself enough, and just manage in between.
Well, you know, college kind of hard to get a full 7-8 hours of sleep, but I'm making sure that I get sleep somewhat. The least I ever had was like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm fine. I mean, I can live with 4 hours of sleep. The most I ever had was like 10 hours, and that's not good. I'm wasting my time sleeping. I'm pretty much healthy. I haven't had any issues so far. Sorry, my phone. I've been going to all my classes. I never really skip any. I got well with my professors. I haven't any issue with them. I worked in their office hours a lot of times. I've always asked for help. I'm always asking questions. I'm doing whatever I can to make sure I can be successful here at UGA.
I think finding the balance between classes, social life, and then taking care of yourself is pretty difficult coming into college, because like I said, you have so much freedom, and it's your responsibility to like figure out what you do with that freedom and how you prioritize it. I think it's really, first of all, like you're in college for academics, so that's the most important. And while in college, a lot of classes don't take attendance. That can be kind of difficult, but being in class helps you have such a better grade, because a lot of times, like when in my classes that are like huge lecture halls, which are like 300 people, they don't take attendance because there are that many people, but teachers do give more hints and more extra credit opportunities or participation points and stuff like that, that can just like help your overall grade at the end when you're struggling for finals and like have 4 finals in the next week. So just like being there and getting that extra help, just listening to things can definitely help. And then in addition to like balancing with your health, it's also kind of hard because you have like in Bolton or at Snelling or all the dining halls, you have such like a variety of food and stuff like that, and a variety of desserts, and it's hard to just like pick the healthy options. But every once in a while, it's good to just like, I don't know, focus on like what your body needs, because you need that energy, not just be like drinking coffee every morning, but to like have your orange juice, maybe grapefruit and stuff like that, because overall just like going to class and like having time for yourself, but also just like eating healthy and regulating that just makes you feel better, and it's just so much easier to get through the day.
Definitely go to class. You know, there are always gonna be times that you won't feel like going to class. But remember one thing, that's one of the most reasons why you're here. To get that education that you want, to get that support that you want, and those knowledge that you want. So those are like really impossible to do without going to classes. And once you get a class, you know, you get to have that peer-to-peer learning with other classmates, or having the time to engage the professor or the TA in different areas. And maybe you might say you learn better for not being in class, but I don't think so. You know, there's always gonna be that one thing that you might not get, and that might be, you know, time for you to ask questions and things like that. So definitely go to class, and definitely take care of yourself. Health is like the most important thing to do in college, because you can't do anything without being healthy. You know, because you need that strength to go to class, you need that health to study, mental health and things like that.